Yeah, that's wishful thinking.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of the Wishful Thinking Podcast. As always, your co-hosts Nick and Hadley are here. I want to say thank you to everybody that's tuned in this far. You guys are absolutely incredible, and we can't thank you enough. But we are here today with a up and rising visionary in the Cleveland area. So before we get into it, Brian, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming on. So before we get into the nitty-gritty things, I got to give you a little bit of your own props here. So he created more than a flag. He created a symbol of civic identity. Meet Brian Lachlan, the founder of the CLE Flag Project, who turned thousands of voices into a visual language of Cleveland pride. From grassroots campaigns to citywide visibility, Brian is shaping how we think about our hometown one wave at a time. Brian, welcome to Wishful Thinking Podcast.
Welcome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
Great intro.
I appreciate it. So we want to get into a little bit about the origin and where the idea came from. So tell us about your early days and what your relationship with Cleveland was like.
So early days in general or early days of like the flag project?
Early days in general.
Early days in general, man. Grew up in Cleveland Heights. I was a baseball player, man. Growing up, I was going to be a Cleveland Indians pitcher, right? That was like the trajectory of my life. Loved the city, man. Loved going to Indians games. Loved just like being around, going downtown, exploring the city. Grew up in Cleveland Heights. Went down to school at OU, came back, like literally graduated on a Friday, started work back on a Monday in Cleveland. Wow. I've been here ever since. I've started a family. I've got a wife. I got 2 girls. I got a 6-year-old and an 8-month-old.
Are you still in Cleveland Heights?
Yeah, still in Cleveland Heights. I'm in food sales, so kind of worked my way through Cleveland and restaurant world, landing at a company called Northern Hazrat in food sales.
I know Northern Hazrat.
I drive all over Cleveland, man, so it's really cool. Although I'm stationed in Cleveland Heights, I'm downtown, I'm on the west side, I'm on the east side, I'm south, and that's all in one day.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
That's awesome. So getting into the talk about the flag and stuff, when did the idea of a people's flag for Cleveland first hit you? What prompted?
Man, it's pretty crazy. So 2023, again, I'm in food sales. I ended up through work going to the National Restaurant Association show, the NRA show. I call it the other NRA show. And that was in Chicago. One of my buddies was actually working the show and had a booth. And another of my buddies is a food photographer in Cleveland, which, if you did not know, Cleveland is a huge hub for food photography. It's really awesome. So the 3 of us went out there with our wives. We had a weekend of it. It was great. And actually, as we're leaving the convention center, we're sitting there waiting for the train in Chicago. And my buddy, who's the food photographer, he lived in Chicago for like 6 or 7 years. And he just goes on a rant about the Chicago flag. Because we're sitting there waiting for the train, all the marketing stuff, all of the things around had the Chicago flag incorporated into all of it.
Right.
Chicago's flag is one of the few city flags that's really like embedded into the culture of their city. Right. It's just prominent. It's around there. What I came to find out is that like people just have tattoos of the Chicago flag. It's all over the place. It's on bicycles. It's just prominently throughout the city. And I jokingly went back to him. I said, we'll do something about it. And then we laughed and we kind of sat there and I'm like, but wait, so does Cleveland have a flag? Like, dude, Clevelanders are passionate about their city. Like, yeah. I don't even know, whatever. So we pull it up. Yeah, okay, there is a Cleveland flag. I don't see it anywhere throughout the city. We chat about it through the weekend. We're goofing around. It's fun. It's great. We come home. I can't let it go. So I'm just like, hey, let's go to the bar. Let's make this every couple weeks. Let's sit down. Let's just talk about it. Let's draw some designs. And we're having fun with it. It's really cool. And then a couple months went by, and I was just like, look, this has legs. Let's talk to some people within the city. Let's talk to some graphic designers. We came to realize very quickly that 3 white guys can't just dictate what this flag is going to be. And we need to get out there and talk to other people, right? Yeah. So, we sat down with some people in City Hall, talked with the graphic designer in City Hall. They gave us some great insight talking about it. Got a presentation with City Council. I talked to a bunch of graphic designers saying, hey, look, if we're not going to make this ourselves, how should we do this? Mm-hmm. We talked to the North American Vexillological Association,
Vexillological.
Yeah, if I thought the hardest thing about this project was going to be is pronouncing vexillology.
What is that?
That is the kind of the art or the designs of like flag design, right?
Oh, okay.
So NAVA, North American Vexillological Association, is the nonprofit flag organization. So we got in touch with a guy. His name's Ted Kay. And he educated us. So Ted made a book called Good Flag, Bad Flag. And it's kind of your like 5-page flip through, like, here's what a flag should look like. Here are the do's, here's the don'ts. He's actually helped orchestrate about 100 cities in a project like this, including the state of Minnesota and the country of Fiji. So he gave us a lot of good insight. Through the process too, I came across Josh Harkleroad, who was kind of my partner throughout this whole project as well. It was funny. What is his name? 92.3, Anthony Lima. Anthony Lima posted actually randomly as we're doing all of this stuff on Twitter, a post of the Cleveland flag. He goes, does anybody know that this is our flag? And what should we do about this? So I message him. I'm like, look, man, I'm kind of trying to figure something out with this, blah, blah, blah. Keep it under wraps a little bit. Yeah. We're trying to figure this all out. Next day, he goes on the radio and talks about how he talked about us. And there's some underground organizations trying to do things already. And I'm like, no. We don't know what we're doing yet. And sure enough, this guy, Josh, was, so I'm actually wearing the GV Art shirt.
Shout out to GV Art.
Yeah. GV Art's awesome. They're amazing.
Sure it is.
Yeah, dude. And as I reached out to them just to get some ideas, this girl Jen called me back a couple of days. She goes, hey, are you working with this Josh guy? Because he just emailed me like basically what you're talking about. And I was like, hey, look, give him my number. Let's chat. And we kind of teamed up, and it just kept snowballing. So that was the origin of it. I know I've already started like jumping ahead, but
it almost sounds like there's a little bit of faith involved too. Like it just kind of happened.
Yeah. I was always open to the evolution of the project, right? So it started with 3 guys sitting down thinking they can design a flag. I'm thinking, hey, let's guerrilla market this. Let's make a flag design and let's like pop it up all over the city. And then just like through being open to other people and their insights and their like just, what can you bring to the table? How can I better myself through this thing? It just kept evolving and evolving and evolving. And I think what was really great about this whole project in general is I'm all about customer relationships. I'm all about like meeting new people in the city.
You're a sales guy.
And through that, man, it was just like I kept meeting really cool people in the city, and they had something to give us. And like, hey, you should do this. It's just great how it kept snowballing into something bigger and bigger, into something much more organized and just really well planned out. So
Cleveland's great for that. Cleveland's great for the networking. It's great for the communication, the connecting.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of amazing people in Cleveland. And it just really helped. It was just great highlighting all of that throughout this process too, and meeting all these really cool people.
So the flag's on your shirt right there.
Yes, sir.
There's also flags right there.
Got that.
There are also flags on our hats right now. I like the flag. It's aesthetically pleasing. It is. It's a good-looking flag. So we'll have all your stuff in the description below, so make sure you guys check out the flags.
Definitely.
But I want to know, what were the early reactions to the flag? Did you have to do a lot of petitioning?
Yeah, so we really didn't know the path of how this all was going to happen, right? So we kind of compiled this project of, all right, it's going to be a public submission process. We're going to get it out there that anybody can submit a flag design, right? I orchestrated the project. I did not design this flag. So first we got a meeting with city council, kind of gave us our ideas and talked with them. And they said, hey, that's pretty cool. We got other big things we have to deal with, so we can't take this on right now.
Right.
I said, that's great. I'm going to go do this on my own then. And we found a lot of volunteers. We found a lot of really cool people. We had to table a lot of events. So pride events, the feast in Little Italy, farmers markets, things like that. So it was just really trying to engage with the community and get in the news and talk to social media influencers and just find every element of way to just like let people know this is out there and that they could design a flag. Yeah. So it was a lot of that. And then We built a committee of 10 individuals. So again, I wanted to make sure that there were multiple people that had their say in this, and it wasn't just me, right? Because I have an opinion of what I want, but this is a community design, so it's about getting other people's input. Yeah. So we built this committee. We went around town and we're like just trying to meet people, and so we got business owners, we got kitchen managers, business owners, common pleas judge, and they all got educated through this NAVA group. So they narrowed down all these selections. So basically when it came down to, we got 570 flag designs.
Wow.
Yeah. So working with this guy, Ted Kay, figuring out how are we going to narrow this down? How are we going to do this properly? So those 10 committee members got educated on it. We did a bunch of practices and examples for them to narrow it down. We basically got the committee to not get it down to 3 flag designs. And then we opened it back up to the public and said, hey, here's the 3 final designs. Here's the original flag. Mm-hmm. Let us know your thoughts.
I don't know what the original flag looks like at all.
Yeah. Again, that's kind of why we did this project. Again, there's people that had opinions in our group. And again, the passion for this was to get something that was an efficient, effective flag. My big thing was like, whether that be the original flag or one of these new flags, like we just need to make sure it's more present.
Right.
The original flag and what is still the government flag, it basically looks like a backwards French flag with like a government seal on it. So it's red, white, and blue with a government seal that says Cleveland, and there's a lot of symbols on the top. It says 1796 and progress and prosperity. And there's a few theories of mine of why I don't think it's been embraced by the community. But with that, we educated people on the origin story of that flag and how it came to be, because it actually came to be in a process just like this. There was a public submission process for that original flag, and there was about 24 designers, and one woman who actually submitted that flag design won it, and it was through kind of the plain dealer. It's a really great story. So we included that in the process too, because we wanted to say, hey, look, we're not just going to give you 3 designs. We want to make sure. We want to know if you like this original design or one of these new designs. And again, got back out there. We got into all these events and through social media and news, like plugging again, hey, come back. We need you to vote. And also try and do it effectively, because the hardest thing is you do some of these events and it's like, okay, I'll vote. And then they walk away and don't do it. So it was a really long process. And yeah, that wrapped up in the new year, and we unveiled it in March.
So you probably don't know the exact number. Unless you do, what was the percentage that voted for that flag?
So we ended up having about 11,000 votes. 73% agreed that there should be a new flag. So we did a rating system. So each flag you rated on a 1 to 10, and then there was a question of, do you think there should be a new flag? So that rated right about a 7 out of 10, which if you think of the fact that if 10 people voted and 7 people wanted that flag, so basically about like 70% wanted that as the new flag.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So what does the symbolization of the flag mean to you?
As in the symbols itself, or what does it represent?
What does it represent to you?
Man, community. I think, and what's really cool about this and how it's evolved is there's so many ways to divide the community right now, and whatever the political scheme of everything. It's so easy to draw a line in the sand and divide people. And I think the really cool thing about this symbol is, no matter what your thoughts are, we are Cleveland, right? We're Cleveland as a whole. We're together. Yeah. We're in it together. And that's what this whole thing is. That's what it's been about, this whole process, meeting all these new people. It's community. It's community pride in a broad sense, right? It's not a sports logo. It's not whatever. Like, you don't have to be a Browns fan to show your pride for Cleveland, right? You don't have to be a Guards fan to show your pride for Cleveland. You can be a gardener and have your garden flag. You can have your hat, and it's a broad symbol to say, I'm with Cleveland. I am a Clevelander, and I'm proud of it.
That's awesome. I love that.
That is awesome. So, going into like your early designs of the flag and getting designs, does anything stand out from like major do's and major don'ts with the flag?
Yeah, very good question. So, one of my favorite things that Ted Kay told us is that a flag needs to be simple enough that a second grader can draw it based off memory. And why is that important, right? So you're wearing it on a hat.
Yes.
You might have it on a patch, right? Those are small, right? So from a distance, or it's on top of a building, right? Goal, I want it on top of Tower City, right? When you're driving by Tower City, you're not going to see writing that says Cleveland on it. You're not going to see some really intricate details on a flag. So it has to be very simple. Think about what are the most iconic flags you can think of. American flag, Ohio flag, Pride flag, German flag, Irish flag. What are those flags, man? They're lines and stripes and stars. It's super simple, but yet iconic. So it needs to be very simple, and that's the tough part is, right? You're building a super simple symbol, but also it has to be unique, and it has to be
mean a lot.
It has to be cool. You're like, all right, it's a simple design, but yet there's so much to it, and it's very tough. So it was scary, man. It was a challenge thinking, all right, great. What's going to come of it?
Yeah.
Is it going to be good?
Yeah.
I like to say a flag is a watch to a person, right? It's an accessory. So like on your house, that flag is like your watch. Yeah. It's your necklace. It's not everything, but it's an accent to make it pop or do whatever.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's the cool thing with flags, right? It should be, into more detail, it should be like 2 to 3 colors usually. Again, very simple. And it has to have some, especially with it being a newer design, it has to have some symbolism to it.
Absolutely.
So breaking down the symbolism a bit further, Cleveland has a stigmatism that it's a blue collar kind of city. It's people getting their hands dirty. We have a big steel infrastructure here. Did that play a role into designing the flag?
Yes. A flag needs to be impactful and effective in its past, present, and future. So, it has to be part of our past. It needs to be relevant now, and it needs to be relevant in the future. So what you can't have on a flag is a skyline. Because let's be honest, if we made this flag 3 years ago, all right, let's etch in that Sherwin-Williams building. All right, great. So when you look at that flag, some of the representations on it is the sea is blue, Cleveland, but it's also blue for the Cuyahoga River, right? Cuyahoga River's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
That blue to the right of the red shape is representative of Lake Erie, almost kind of like on the coastline. So it's kind of, if like bird's eye view, it's almost like that's the coastline and that's Lake Erie. Lake Erie's not going anywhere. Also, Lake Erie's a huge part of why Cleveland's special with that fresh water and that big lake that's almost like an ocean, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, it needs to be relevant to kind of our past, present, future. The actual 6-pointed star is a nod to the original Cleveland flag. So in that seal that's on it, there's actually 6 images on the top that refer to our industry, our manufacturing, and being a port of Cleveland.
Nice.
And I think in a more effective way, it's a simple 6-pointed star instead of 6 physical images that were kind of on top of each other. Yeah, so it had to represent the past and the future.
I like that. I like the 6-pointed star. It's like having 6 pillars.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
That is cool. So branding beyond the flag, how have you expanded the idea into merchandise, public installations, partnerships, and what's the business and mission mix behind that?
Yeah. So it's crazy. I kind of mentioned it's always evolved, right?
Yes.
We unveiled the flag on March 7th. So my big thing from the get-go was I'm not replacing 5 flags. This needs to be out there. So I took my sales hat and my relationships with restaurants and businesses, and on day one, I made sure 230 places were flying that flag on day one.
Wow.
East 4th, West 25th, West Park, Collinwood, Waterloo, in the Heights, in Lakewood. So I was just like, look, this needs to be out there. And I'll be honest, man, I sell food. I sell what I know. Mm-hmm. The easiest thing I've ever sold is Cleveland Pride, right? When you get business owners that are in it together, right, trying to do it together, and you say, hey, I got a symbol of Cleveland Pride. Are you? Yeah, I'm in. Great, we'll take it, right? So it was super awesome, super easy to get that out there. Yeah. But yeah, man, we unveiled it on March 7th. I was up till 3 a.m. the night before trying to get everything squared away. I wake up, I'm exhausted. My wife goes, aren't you excited just to be done with it now? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that means. So
You're like, what's next?
yeah, I mean, to roll it out, we worked with GV Arts, who made a couple of awesome shirts. I worked with a company called Flags for Good, and Flags for Good only makes flags that they either like the design of or it has good ethics. It's a pretty low bar, but you could probably go to any flag manufacturer and say, hey, I want a Confederate flag, and they'll give you one. They don't do that, right? Mm-hmm. Also, anytime you purchase a flag from those guys, a portion of proceeds goes to goes to a nonprofit. There's kind of like a drop down bar.
Nice.
So when I linked up with him, I said, look, it has to only be a Cleveland nonprofit for this flag. He said, great. We looked it over. Greater Cleveland Food Bank is where he gives back to that. So that was kind of the hands-off approach. All right, we're going to unveil this. GV Arts got some stuff. Flags for Good is selling our flag. They sold out 3 times in like the first couple of months.
That's great.
So it was awesome. And I kind of called him up. I said, hey, I don't know if you understand Cleveland pride here. So like let's figure this out. I don't want this thing to not be available, whatever. And he's like, hey man, I sell them wholesale. I was like, so if I invest my own money into it, I can make sure we're stocked up, whatever. He goes, yeah, man, no problem. So my wife and I sat down. It's like, yeah, let's do this. We like, this is great. I'm really having fun with this still. So we started distributing ourselves. We also realized we were able to give back more of those proceeds now that we had more control of it. So we're giving more back to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank.
It's a great place to give your money to because people think it's centralized, and it is. They help dozens, like hundreds of different smaller food banks around, what are they, like 20-something different counties or something like that. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great place to give your money to. I've done a variety of different just volunteer events with them, and it's really crazy the scale of operation and how many lives that they're touching.
Yeah.
So I think that was a great place to.
Thank you.
do
And
that.
it's also just a very non-political spot. It's like, look, Clevelanders need to eat, right? Like we're giving back to our community. There's people less fortunate that need to make sure. Dude, I got 2 kids. If I ever think about the fact that my 6-year-old isn't able to go to school without a meal and then can't concentrate and then is going throughout the day, and like I want to make sure whoever's kid is fed, right? So it's food bank was awesome.
Wow.
Then June came around, Pride Month, and we racked our brains and said, hey, we want to make a pride flag and make a Cleveland pride flag out of that. Mm-hmm. We did that. We linked up with the Greater Cleveland LGBTQ Center, and I said, look, moving forward, anytime we sell one of these flags, it's going straight to you guys too. Great partnership. That blew up. That was incredible. That pride flag is still rocking all over the place. It was in the Pride Parade. We had a dozen of them flying in the Pride Parade from individual groups. And I think what was really impactful for me was like, I'm not out there flying it myself. Other people said, we have feels for this. We want this out there. It represents us. Mm-hmm. So that was really incredible. And throughout that process too, as we're expanding on this, so this flag is a Creative Commons Zero. What that means is that there is no trademark and there is no copyright to that design. So as we do have some of our own merchandise, the beauty is that you can go on clevelandflag.com. You can pop up the design download page, and there's seven different ways to download the people's flag. There's 7 different ways to download the pride flag. You can use it however you want. You don't need our permission. We'll promote that all day long, especially if you let us know. And even better, if you have little bits of proceeds going to local nonprofits, we love it even more. So GV Arts was given back to the food bank. We've got a local artist that did pins and stickers and patches. She gives back to the Cleveland APL. Nice. Got a guy in Lakewood that's making pennants, homemade pennants. He's a graphic designer. He's giving back to Resource Cleveland. So we got people outside of us that are building apparel and merchandise. We've got those hats that you're wearing. So the trucker hat you're wearing is AQA Marketing, Anthony Quagliata. He's an awesome guy, comes from the restaurant world.
Love Anthony.
Yeah, man.
Love the trucker.
Awesome. Cool. Field Trip merch is what you're wearing. Nice. Field Trip merch is in Slavic Village. They're embroidering in-house. These are local Cleveland businesses. The Cleveland shirt that we're working with is Cleveland Print Company. So it's just
keeping it local.
Yeah, man, it's Cleveland, right? Support local. Let's make
build
this
in your
happen.
backyard.
Yeah,
it's a big thing.
Yeah. No, I do want to ask this, and if this is overstepping, let me know. How is Cleveland Flag structured? Is it a nonprofit? Is it a for-profit? Is it a government entity?
It's an LLC. In 2023, when we're sitting there at the bar doing whatever, we sat there, we're like, whatever we do, we probably have to make an LLC, right? So we made an LLC. It sat there for 2 years. So in the build up with the project, we teamed up with AIGA Cleveland, which is a nonprofit organization that basically represents the Cleveland graphic design world. So everything with fundraising, everything like that, went through AIGA, which is the nonprofit. So our corporate funding, our grassroots funding, everything like that, that helped get us into events, that helped compensate the winning designers, that all went through the nonprofit.
Gotcha.
When we then sat there and talked to Flags for Good and said, hey, are we going to sell these flags? Well, we got this LLC sitting around. We can do that. We thought about doing a nonprofit. The scary thing about that is, and what I've come to learn, is that it takes a year or two for a nonprofit to actually become registered that way. Mm-hmm. That scares me. I don't want to do the wrong thing and realize in 2 years, like, slap on my wrist, I'm in trouble, whatever. So yeah, and honestly, man, with the amount of work we're rocking and doing these events and getting out there, yeah, we bring in a couple bucks ourselves, but it's really, especially at this point, it's just covering some basic costs and our time and effort.
You're doing a lot of good with that.
Yeah, man, it's
very good, like impacting communities. Not only is it showing and like bringing community together already with the flag, but it's like impacting so many different multiple people, growing local businesses. I mean, that's amazing.
I'm proud to say, man, driving over here, I got in your neighborhood, I saw 4 flags, 3 of the people's flags, 1 of the pride flags right down the street. Super cool. I love it.
That's awesome.
It's fun, man. We're
hell yeah, man.
Started in March. We're into the end of October, and we're 1,500 flags distributed.
I was
man.
just gonna say,
really
how many flags have you put out? 1,500.
Yeah, we're 1,500. We got 3x5s, 2x3s, garden, boat, hand flags, things like that, and it's just. It's cool, man. That's
cool.
Again, March 7th happened. My wife's like, I think we're.
You guys are fresh in the game.
Yeah.
There's 400,000 people in Cleveland.
Yeah, I think
Cleveland loves Cleveland. Cleveland supports Cleveland. So as soon as word gets more and more out, I mean, I see no problem. People are going to be grabbing the flags.
It's super cool, right? So like, again, right down the street from here, we dropped off a flag. And then a week later, somebody down the street ordered a flag, and I'll roll through the neighborhood, and I'm looking for this address, and I'm like, oh, there's already a flag on the street. So it's just like, when we unveiled it, man, it was just like free marketing once people started popping it up. It was really cool.
Because people are probably like seeing it, like, what is that? You know, asking, they're like, oh, that's the Cleveland flag. They're like, damn, we got one?
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
So before we proceed, I got to give you my honest input.
Yeah,
I really do like the movement, and I like the hustle that you put into it. Cleveland needs more people like that. Now, to segue from that, I would love for this podcast to help to increase the movement. And now, granted, we've only been doing this for less than a year, almost like yourself. And we have about 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, but whatever. Maybe you and I could chat some time off camera on how we could help to grow that. Maybe we donate a portion, and that would come out of my own pocket. I have no problem doing that. But let's chat off camera and let's figure something out on how we can push this movement a little further.
I'd love that. Yeah.
I like helping people at the end of the day too. I think that I think if you're like that naturally, you're going to be like that forever. Mm-hmm. And give within your means is a good thing I like to say. Yeah. You don't have to end world hunger tomorrow, but if we all can help a little bit less people get less hungry, then we can all make a bigger difference.
I think that's the cool thing about Cleveland, right? It's a small, big city. I think from what I've seen, you go to some big towns like LA, people trying to make it. It's, you're getting up and you're pushing somebody down as you try and get up there. You see a lot of people together kind of raising up. Mm-hmm. It's a team effort. It's a community effort. And I think Cleveland is in its renaissance stage. Like, we're growing. The light's getting shown on us, and we're showing up. We're doing things. Again, people are kind of migrating back to Cleveland, and I think people are rising up together instead of trying to push people down. So it's things like that, right? It's saying, hey, you're trying to make it, I'm trying to make it. Let's do it together. Let's showcase our city and ourselves in the right way.
Yeah, we're at the table together, not against each other.
Yeah, man.
So tell us a moment when you saw the flag being used in a way you didn't anticipate, and that could either be good or bad.
Honestly, last week I thought it was really cool. The No Kings protests were going on. I saw people flying both flags, the People's flag and the Pride flag, and I think in a moment where there's a community of people that are coming together in a peaceful way to show their community, and again, whatever political, people thought it was impactful enough to say, hey, we're Cleveland, we're showing up in a symbol like that. And I thought it was really cool. Like, we weren't down there doing it. I got 2 kids. I'm like running around and like see the stuff pop up online. I'm like, there's our flags. There's like passionate community of people.
That is cool. It shows their passion for the flag. Like that was impactful enough for them to bring to whatever they may have going on, but they're using that as a form of, hey, this is where we're from. It's almost like a pin.
Yeah. Any like sports games? Maybe the Guardians, Browns, anybody?
I'm working on it. I'm trying. Again, so this is the People's flag of Cleveland. It is not the official flag. There's still the government flag, things like that. So there's like, you got to tiptoe around something that's like a public government building so we're working on trying to do things like that, and we're still trying to collaborate with people and work on some different ways to showcase it. But
do you see a moment where the People's flag becomes the official flag, the government flag of Cleveland?
I would love that. I think it's not going to happen tomorrow or in a year or two. The city basically came back and said, hey, look, any means of civic pride and community building like this, we're all for. But again, we got enough on our plate, right? Let's talk about the Browns situation. Let's talk about, so we took that and said, great, we're going to go to the communities that you represent, and we're going to see them show up and do everything. So I think in the future, that'd be great. I would just love to see them coexist. I would love to, it'd be great to see them on City Hall. I'd love to see both flags up there. Yeah. This isn't poo-pooing another flag. It's just showing a different way that I think people have really been able to embrace it and show their pride. I've kind of said this before, that whether you're flying that flag or this flag, if it's flying on a house or a building, that's showing pride for your city, and I'm all for that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. How do you measure success here? Is it flags sold, flags flown, civic pride elevated, or is it something deeper to you?
It makes it easier to do this and keep going with the flag sold. It shows that what we're doing is working. So that's part of it.
Absolutely.
The metric.
Yeah, it makes it feel like, hey, I'm able to get it. Look, dude, this is a side project, right? I'm not in this for the money of it. Again, we're making a couple bucks. It's not moving the needle in any way, right?
You had a real world investment into it. You had to put your own money out of your own pocket to buy flags.
I got a 6-year-old and I got an 8-month-old, man. If I'm not spending time with them or not at my full-time job, it better be worth it, right? So it's worth it, man. It's been great. Again, the needle of how many flags sold keeps us going, but honestly, it's community engagement. It's getting out there. It's taking my 6-year-old to some of these events, and she's seeing what we're doing. I realized growing up that, my dad may not have sat me down and preached something to me. He kind of led by example, right? I know how to treat people. I know how to treat my wife by the way that my dad treated my mother and things like that. So being able to go out and do events, talk to new people, engage with the community. My daughter sees this as the norm, right? My daughter knows that it's better to be with a community and gather around people and get to know them and be able to talk to a new person and compliment their hair and do it. Like it's becoming the norm for that. So that's been fantastic. I kind of sat there after the unveil and after we're kind of doing this and realizing, like, what did I love about this? And it has been, it's being able to sit down on your podcast and talk about what you do and what you're trying to do for the city. So we've started on our social medias a thing called Cleveland Chats. So kind of like you're highlighting other people throughout the city, I'm doing these brief, like 2 to 3 minute highlight videos of just really cool people I've met, really cool people I'm continuing to meet, and hoping to come back and say, hey, Clevelanders, this is a guy that is making Cleveland special today. I'm trying to archive them in a special way, highlight them. Here's Mikey Silas from Apostle Jones. Here's Toby Raps. Here's Cleveland Clothing Company, all these guys. So it's it's all of that stuff that's making it really
Maybe
impactful.
we could collab on something on that if you'd like to.
Yes,
That'd be cool.
I would love that.
All day.
Because we like to shine light on the local Cleveland hustler.
Yeah, man,
No.
it's what we're doing. We're all trying to make it, and it's the people of this community that make it special, right? It's why people are going to come here.
What's going on, Wishful Thinkers? Just want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors of these videos, Sound Precision Entertainment and Cufflink Media. Thank you so much for letting us use the studio and the equipment.
Sound Precision Entertainment is a Cleveland local-based wedding DJ company. Cufflink Media does photography and videography as well. So if you're in the market and you're looking for any of these services, whether it's weddings, outings, parties, or anything of the nature, make sure you reach out to them at spedj.com and cufflinkmedia.com. So we'll segue to our, we coined it, halftime report, which is a segment that Hadley leads. It'll be 10 questions that could be completely related or completely unrelated to the topic at hand. This is just the way that we get to know you better, the man behind the flag. So
Let's do it.
without further ado, halftime report. You guys ready?
Yes.
I just sit here and comment on it.
Yeah.
To me, it's kind of just fun
fun.
banter. So
Cool.
I got some on here. I got some off of here.
Beautiful.
We'll rock with some of these first. So, what's your favorite Cleveland landmark you think the flag should be at next?
Tower City. I would love that
All day.
all day, man.
Tower
I
City
feel
would
like
be
that is,
fire.
besides the Guardians on the bridge,
Yeah.
that's what you think of when you think of Cleveland.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the highest flying flag is in Tower City. It's on the 32nd or 33rd floor. There is a business. It's in there, so I know where the highest flying one is, but man, I would love to see that up on the top.
That would
That'd
be
be cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
It would look
Good
good up
answer.
there too. That's a great
A
answer.
good answer, yeah.
Now-
They do like DJing and stuff up there too now.
do.
I've seen it, man. If you want to
Bobby
go up
Boucher
there and
was up
DJ
there.
and, get some shots, get some
That would be sweet.
Yeah, dude.
For sure. Alrighty. Now, did you ever get political heat over any flag decisions?
There's council members that may not be fans of me or the project, set in their ways and doing whatever.
Right.
But not much to poo-poo what we're doing and try and tell us to stop or anything like that. Again, I don't think my biggest thing with this whole process is we're not here to put anybody down. We're not here to bash the other flag or do anything like that. It's just, this is all about positivity, shining a light on Cleveland in a good way. So, no, I mean, when we unveiled that flag, I dropped off a flag to Bib. He's got numero uno flag. We have little certificates.
Oh, he's
So
got
those,
number one.
yeah,
No
so
way,
those
that's cool.
original 230 we gave out, we have official certificates of hey, you're
Oh,
part of the
wow.
unveil, everything,
Oh,
and it's labeled from 1 to
That's
230. So I made sure Bib's got number 1.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
is
a nice
awesome.
gesture. I'm sure
That
he
is.
appreciated that.
yeah, oh yeah,
That's fire.
it was very cool.
He's a smart dude.
He is.
He's a visionary.
I
I
like
like
Bib.
it.
So the first time you saw the Cleveland flag flying in public, what did that feel like for you?
Man, emotional relief. It was really cool. It's really cool for me pushing it and really being passionate about it. So to see the acceptance from other people was kind of fulfilling and again made me feel like I should keep doing this. So Sam McNulty, I'm like, hey dude, you mind? He's like, yeah, we'll throw it on every one of the restaurants on West 25th. But he's like, I'm going to put him over West 25th. We're going to fly him across the road. And that wasn't me. He's like,
Dang.
I'm like, how many flags you need and figure it out. So I showed up over there right after they lifted it up and it was just flying over. So that was a really emotional, satisfying, proud of everything where we went.
It's inspirational to keep you going, seeing the fruits of your labor.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to be like, hey, I think this is going to be really cool. But for somebody else to be like, we're going to fly this over West 25th.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's your idea. And you're all about that. That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
It's cool though.
Yeah.
Pretty freaking sweet. So, have you ever had any thoughts of maybe another U.S. state flag that could use a redesign?
Yeah. I
Really?
don't want to be a part of that at all. It's
You've had enough with this one.
man, look, dude, it's so exhausting and time consuming. I kind of mentioned 100 or so cities have done this. And I'm proud to say that I think we're one of the most successful ones to do it because Before that, I'd say the most successful one was Milwaukee. Milwaukee did a great job of that. They're in the process, I think, of trying to make theirs official as well, and they did that back in 2016, I think, when they unveiled this new flag. But you have to be a special person, right? I can't go into another city or another state because how that needs to be led is through passion. I think there's a lot of vexillologists who have passion about designs and things like that, but I think the way that this was successful was getting into the community, getting people involved, feeding off of their passion, and I don't have the time to do that, jumping into another city, not knowing who these passionate people are to make that successful. And the difference of having 5 flags flying and like 1,500, it's having to be so much more engaging with your community and involved. And again, I said, man, I got a 6-year-old and an 8-month-old. If I'm not passionate about that city, I'm not taking my time away from my family and my wife. So I would love for somebody to call me up and I'll tell them exactly what I did and how to do it. But I'm happy. I'm happy to do that, just with my time through Zoom calls and do whatever.
Right.
Because I think in order to do it, it's a weird world of like, you have to have a capitalist mindset, but also this like giving back nonprofit vibe, right? Like if you want to market it and do all this stuff, you need to have a really set game plan.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a good answer.
Thanks.
Yeah, I just got to throw this in there. I'm glad you're a salesman because it makes for a much easier conversation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get people who are, maybe a little shy, can't really talk.
Yeah.
You're a salesman.
Definitely.
It's going well.
Yeah, man. That'd be cool.
So I'm going to give you a this or that. What do you prefer? Would you prefer a high flying flag, or do you kind of like it when it's like on the wall plastered if it was like inside a restaurant or something?
Oh, man. If we're not talking about Tower City,
No.
I really love how the flag looks on a brick wall.
Like just like flat on it?
Yeah, man. It doesn't have to be the big one, like give me a 2x3 or the garden flag or whatever. But that pops up on a brick wall behind a bar. I think that's cool.
Yeah. I think it looks cool like that too, for sure.
Give him a question that's like juicy but unrelated. Something kind of random. I want to see what this guy's about here.
All right.
Just some absolute.
Something random,
What's the biggest red flag that you have?
That I have?
Yeah.
That he has about himself.
He has about himself.
All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Get a little deep and personal here.
Biggest red flag on myself. We're going deep, man.
Biggest toxic
Going
trait.
down the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
dude.
going
We're
deep.
getting heavy now.
We're finding the true Brian right here.
Oh, man.
I like that.
Man, that's a good question. Red flag on myself.
Maybe something your wife always says, like, Brian, you always.
Don't do the dishes, man. No. I think growing up, I was very much a people pleaser, right? A chameleon of sorts of like, all right, I'm going to work off of who you are as a person. And that's something that I've always worked on. I think through age and getting older, I've gotten better at it. And also probably why I'm successful at sales a little bit is I think I'm a little bit more of like, I can mirror and I understand who you are as a person and go off of that. But, setting my own identity, I don't like, again, through this whole project, man, I've kind of hidden the background. I'm not like posting myself through these videos we do. Like I'm not on the camera at all.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Yeah. So I think sometimes a little scared of my own identity and who I am and hiding that a little bit, having, what do you call it? Oh, now I'm blanking on it.
It's really deep, though.
Yeah. A lot of.
Very deep.
Like intrinsic.
Oh my God, why am I blanking on what this phrase is? Where you don't feel like you belong here, like you're like
subconsciously thinking about it, almost.
No,
like
there's a word you're thinking of.
Yes.
Right? I can't remember. Like a no.
That like nobody knows you're a fraud, kind of like. All right, I'm successful, but nobody knows I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
right?
there's a word for it.
Yeah, there's a word for it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And when we finish this podcast, I'm going to say.
We're going to remember it.
Yeah.
Definitely how it's going to go.
No, I know exactly. 'Cause I suffer from that too.
Yeah.
But I think that's a driving factor.
Yeah.
It's
I've also learned that everyone's faking it till they make it too, which is reassuring now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
A little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your biggest red flag, Hadley, about yourself?
My biggest red flag is probably not being as disciplined as I need to be about certain things. Like I'll put stuff off until I absolutely need to get it done rather than just doing it when it needs to happen. That's one of my red flags.
Mine is I don't listen.
What was that?
I don't listen to anybody.
Yeah.
I have a serious problem with authority.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't listen to anybody. I like to live life on my own account.
A little stubborn.
Very.
You got to learn it on your own.
Yes. You could tell me the right way 20 times, but unless I learn that right way myself, I won't take it any, which is a problem, and I'm working on it, but I mean, can't change the world overnight, you know?
It's tough, man. I'm in my later 30s, and I think you're kind of faking it till you make it. I think being a man, it's really hard to be vulnerable. If we're gonna get deep here, I think it's really hard to be vulnerable, but yet powerful sometimes. And the older I get, the more and more I realize, man, I should have found that guy who knew what he was doing and just ask him questions and like realize that there's a couple people you can be vulnerable with and say like, I don't know what I'm doing. You got to help me out. I need a mentor. And I think in this day and age, the best thing a young man can have is a mentor that can help them through some stuff. Cause I think as a man, it's hard to go out there when talking to women or whatever, or in the professional setting of like, you're supposed to be confident. You're supposed to know what you're doing. And whether that's approaching a job or a partner or whatever, it can be really tough, but like you need to have that older person that's going to like lift you up and teach you some of this stuff, whatever that is, with taking care of their partner or whatever, to be able to be in a vulnerable space and like get there to be.
I agree with you 100%. And I just got to say, you're a lot deeper than meets the flag.
Thank you.
You know,
Definitely.
Yeah,
like,
man, I mean, it's true though. It's tough out here being a man, and there's a stigma of society where the guy can't show emotion. He has to be, you know, solid, 10 toes, which you do, but having a mentor will always aid the process, whether it's in business, whether it's in life, you know, a family mentor, it always helps. So,
wow,
what number was that?
dude,
You rethinking your whole life right now?
I am.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right, we're
Talk
gonna.
on that for another hour, man. So, yeah.
I know.
Damn, like, do I go deep from here or do I go silly off the wall from here?
Chapel Roan or Sabrina Carpenter?
Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh man, that's why we're on different couches, man. I'm Chapel Roan, baby.
I just think Sabrina Carpenter is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Not that Chaperone isn't, but Sabrina's more my cup of tea.
To be honest, I don't like either.
Look.
Neither. I don't like neither of their music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh
got
man,
None of
I'm
either.
Pink Pony Club. I'm belching that out with
Pony
my
Club. I'll sing if it gets played at a wedding.
You literally made he does music. That's
Yeah.
one of his passions.
Mhm.
You literally made a song off of Pink Pony Club. So
I
how
did.
can you sit here and say you don't like Pink Pony Club?
Because I like the. There's a special place. So I wanted a whole song kind of like that with a piano ballad. So I
Yeah.
kind of just. Because that kind of reminded me of like Wizard of Oz, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Like,
Yeah.
because I like that movie a lot. So that's
Interesting.
kind of where I was
All
coming
right, musician, DJs. All. I got a question for you. I've learned this. There's like two different types of people, right? When you hear a song for the first time, do you hear the melody or do you hear the vocals?
Ooh, I hear the melody for
Vocals.
sure.
Melody, man.
Mm-hmm. I listen for the melody first.
Yeah.
That's what I gauge off a song, not necessarily what they're saying, but how it's
So-
being presented.
Without knowing actual statistics, I think that's why you two would be more creative than I am. I'm not really a creative guy. On a microphone, I mean, I DJ in front of 300-400 people, and I could put on a show. That's my creativity. So maybe that's why I like the vocals, and I listen to the vocals more because I speak. Whereas I feel like the beat and the melody is more of a creative thing. That's just my initial digestion of that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that is true at all, but
I grew up playing music, guitar, singing, doing all that stuff, and I was always challenged with the words. You know, I wanted to be like impactful and great with it, but like I struggled with like getting my message but yeah, melody has always been big for me. Yeah, it's tough.
It's gotta be.
I don't know.
That's how I shape a song for sure too. Like if I'm writing it,
Yeah.
melodies first. Like I'll hum it or just like whatever.
Yeah,
Words can come later, but that melody's got to be
it's got to stick, man.
Yeah.
It's got to hit.
absolutely.
Got another one for him?
I'll hit one more, just
One more, and we'll keep it
silly
pushing.
off the wall one, just to
do
get
it.
a clip or something, huh? Let's see. Let's do one of the throwback OG questions. Would you rather have to fight an orangutan every month or 100 chickens every morning before you enter the car?
So do I want to be a farm? So do I want to be a farmer, or do I want?
Or a zookeeper.
Yeah. So wait, the orangutans once a month.
Once a month, but the chickens is every day.
Man.
Right, but orangutans are strong.
Yeah, I feel like I got to do chicken, man.
100 chickens every morning would
You
suck,
just make
though.
that up on the fly.
Yeah, it's got to be. I feel like it's got to be chickens. So
I
you
don't
at least
blame
get
you.
some eggs out of
Because
it.
orangutan is like you're getting injured probably.
Oh yeah, and there's probably poop getting thrown and whatever. Like,
Hand-to-hand combat.
I think I would take the orangutan.
yeah.
You got
You
some
only got to
balls,
do it
dude.
once versus
And
every
you're a big
morning.
guy. Like, I feel like you could maybe take an orangutan. Like,
Once a month.
Every
Yeah.
morning versus once a
train. Like,
month?
you'd be like, obviously, you'd probably be like, all right, I got to train for this.
Am I getting eggs out of these chickens every day
you're
too?
getting- you're getting
I'm just
basically-
getting. I'm
No,
just
these are like
You're getting
rabid,
pecked, dude.
insane,
Yeah.
rabies
Do
chicken.
you want to get almost pecked to death every morning or get your ass beat once a month?
yeah. Okay. You have a compelling argument.
That's the way I look at it. Like, if I'm going to lose regardless. I'd rather lose less frequently.
I just think like with the, yeah. I mean, maybe rain. Yeah.
That's why
I think I'm siding back that
we're,
way.
we're bigger guys. I mean, we might be
I think I'd
okay.
be cooked. Like, if I had to fight an orangutan.
Yeah.
You'd probably be,
I'd be,
probably cooked.
you know.
All right, so pushing along here.
Yes.
That was actually good. I enjoyed that.
I like that.
Um, So, who in Cleveland helped make this happen? Are there any specific names that you could shout out? I know you had some not pushback, but they were busy. You gave a flag to Bib, but is
Yeah.
there anybody that helped thread the needle?
Look, the origin story was with Nick Wien and Andrew Burkle. My coordinator throughout the whole project was Josh Harkleroad. I've got multiple volunteers I could throw out there. Organizations like Sam McNulty was awesome. AIGA Cleveland was phenomenal. Ted K from NAVA. My committee members were all huge, and I still keep in touch with my guy William Vodry, who's a common pleas judge. He sends me flag stuff all the time. There are too many names to list, and I'm afraid to start listing some and not list somebody I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, that's a big one. But that's awesome.
What about, are there any national brands that were interested in collaborating at all, or has it just been a local project so far?
Local so far is really cool. There's a guy that reached out to me out in Chicago who's grew up in I think Glenville, and is a vet and was starting his own like hat company, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him. He kind of came in town from Chicago visiting some family members, and we met up at a coffee shop, and he's like, "Hey man, you cool if I do this?" And I'm like, "Dude, you do it. This is you. That's great." And what would be better is you find a nonprofit near and dear to your heart that you can give back to. So it's been really cool to see some of these people just pop up out of nowhere. And as we've done these Cleveland chat stuff, people are starting to like reach out to us like, "Hey, do you want to highlight us?" And I'm like, "That's cool." Like there's some demand to like what we're doing now too. Nothing on a national level yet.
Not yet.
But hey, I'm open to it.
If you had to choose between like one of the three big sports teams we have, Browns, Cavs, or Indians, which one would you want to collab with on the flag the most?
Oh man,
I know you like baseball. You said you were a baseball kid,
dude, I would love it in the Guardians Stadium.
Yeah.
It'd be, I think Guardians or Cavs, like hanging from the rafters or just flying out there in the outfield. I think would be. I don't know, man. Growing up, Cleveland is like going to the Jacobs Pavilion, or the Jake, and I think, I feel like that would be my favorite to see in there.
That would be sweet.
You
Cool.
you got to collab with like Ilthy or something. I know you did.
I would love
GV.
to.
Oh, that
I would
would
love
be-
to, man.
that would be really fun.
Kumar is one of the creative visionaries behind it. He came on our podcast that just released last week.
Yeah, I've
Maybe
chatted
I'll
with him a
try to
little
make an
bit.
introduction.
Make some links. Glenn and I chatted too as well way back in the day. Like, hey man, I'm open to anything. Anybody
that'd be
wants
cool.
to chat,
That
that'd
would
be
be
awesome.
super
I would
cool.
love to see what Ilthy can put together.
Wow.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I'll reach out to him.
that'd be fire.
So pushing along here, let's talk about the vision that you have for this flag and beyond, the future.
Let's put it on the moon.
Keep it going.
Yeah, dude. Mount Everest. Let's do that. No, honestly, man.
Where do you see it in 5 years?
Honestly, in 5 years, I hope I'm a little hands off at that point. I would love to step back a little bit. I'm hoping that all my efforts just give it more natural and like embrace in the community, and other people kind of do some things themselves where, you know, there's more people that are actually like stocking the flags in retail shops and things like that. I'd love to be able to sit back and just kind of see other people take it and run with it.
Are you guys in any retail shops?
Yeah, CS Folk, Dean Rufus. We're chatting with Cleveland Clothing Company to do that. There's another spot that we highlighted in Lakewood that should have it here pretty soon. And we're just trying to get them linked directly with Flags for Good. That way they just get it straight up at cost and we don't have to deal with it ourselves. Yeah, I just kind of want to see more of the community embrace it. You know, maybe we'll do more on the, like, again, highlighting some of these things and doing some special events and stuff like that. But I would love to just see it take off in the community and I can kind of sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah, just enjoy the ride. Dude, it's sweet. What call to action do you have for listeners? How can they engage, support, fly the flag, and build with you to help do this?
Man, if you love Cleveland, you like the flag, purchase a flag, get it on your house, get it on your business. If you think you're doing something cool in Cleveland, reach out to us. Let's collaborate. Let's highlight you. Let's do something. If you're a creative and want to do something cool with it, dude, hit us up, email us, call us, do whatever. Like again, the beautiful part about all this is just like engaging with people now. Like if you're an artist, you want to make a shirt. Like I was talking with one guy who wants to like kind of sew up like a big flag sweater and like put some patches on it. Like I just like, look, man, I just want to embrace this with people and just like reach out, dude. We're open to anything. We're open to talk to whomever. And
I think it would be cool for like an album cover if like I had like the big flag draped over me, like the Cleveland flag. Like that would like be tough.
I tell you, I sent some flags out to the Kelsey brothers.
Yeah.
I would love to see MGK with that thing, man.
Right.
Wearing it as a cape or
Right,
something.
literally, that would
dude,
be.
I would be super cool.
For sure do that. That would be.
Did
Sweet.
the Kelsey brothers embrace it?
I sent them out to Donna. So I my little like claim to fame. I grew up playing baseball with Jason, so I grew up with him. I grew up with Travis and those guys. So I sent it out to them, wrote them a letter. Donna sent it over to the kid to Jason and Travis. So I gave them a trucker hat and a flag, and yeah. So that was recently. So
nice.
Yeah. So it's cool.
Cleveland Heights, man. That's Cleveland right there,
dude.
That's Cleveland. Cleveland Sports Cleveland.
So he has a final question, and it's become infamous with these podcasts. So
yeah,
hit him with that last question, and then there's one more thing we're gonna do afterwards.
When everything's all said and done, you've left behind your legacy. What's one word that you'd like people to describe you as?
You personally.
One word.
Yep. And you don't have to be humble.
Sexy. No. Man.
Hey, Cameron, doesn't he look like Chris Hemsworth a little bit?
Put up the side-by-side comparison.
I appreciate that, man. Man, I'm trying to think of the right word for it, but just like, again, everything I keep saying, like community. I don't know, compassionate, joyful, man. I'm trying to think of what the right word is, though.
It's a tough one. I know.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It does.
One
It stumps everybody. Everybody sits there like,
Yeah.
You do got to really think about it.
Man.
And you never really think about it until you're asked that question.
Yeah. And you're just going to cut this too. So the 2 minutes of like pause is just going to be like, what should be? And it's bam, it's going to be that.
No, Nick keeps the pauses.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna just rock out. We're gonna put like the 3 dots, the Jeopardy music.
Yeah.
I like to keep it raw and authentic.
No, man, that's great. I think loving, man, loving. Yeah.
Loving.
Let's do that.
I love it.
Love it. So the last thing that we do.
Yeah.
This is life's little instruction book, okay? There are 1,560 instructions on how to live your life according to the author of this book. It's a great book. I need you to give me a number between 1 and 1560. You'll find it in this book. Read it out loud, and then we'll sit here and chat about it. What's the number you're going to choose?
To 1,560.
Yep, 1 to 1560.
We're going to do 319.
Okay, we have not had that one yet.
Okay.
So line 319, not page, obviously.
Shout out to Avery because that's her birthday.
Shout out.
Avery.
Sorry, Elle, you're 8 months old. You're not going to. All right. Here we go. 319. Be courteous to everyone.
I think that's very fitting.
Yeah, man.
Very fitting.
It seems like every time we do one of these, it fits the guest.
Yeah.
Randomly, it's weird.
Well, that's awesome. It knows.
Be courteous to everybody.
Be courteous to everyone, man.
Yeah, I mean, kindness goes a long way. You can never go wrong with being kind. A lot of people, especially nowadays, like if we're in business, we're trying to scale. I have my own business. It's always like, oh, you have to be cutthroat. You have to be ready to chop at the bit. I disagree. I don't think you have to. I think there's a level where you shouldn't be pushed over. You should not be a pushover. You should not be allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. But you don't have to be rude, mean, or dishonest or anything like that. Because I believe in God, and I have to be able to sleep at night knowing that I do the right thing by myself, by the people I do business with, by my clients, by my friends and family. So I think that courtesy and kindness goes a very long way, and I don't think you have to be cutthroat and tear people down to make your way to the top.
Well put.
Great.
Yeah, I think it's we talked on this a few times. It's like we can all rise up together.
Yeah.
We can do this in an impactful way. And look, man, everyone's got a tough day. Everyone's got stuff going on. You grow up and projected cartoons and all stuff. There's good and evil, and I think everything's on a spectrum, right? I don't think anybody's inherently evil. I think everyone's dealing with their own stuff, and I think once you get past it and you talk to somebody like a human being, you realize that like there's some kindness and love inside of that. Yeah. And I think I try and practice that as much as possible. Driving in a car, I think there's a little bit more road rage, all that stuff. But I try and do better every day, and just realize that like everyone's just trying to do their thing, and everyone's gonna have a rough day. And you can either be kind and leave a lasting impression as a kind person, or you can be mean and not bridge a gap and find somebody new that you can meet.
Excellent. Anything you want to add to that?
If I were to expand off of that, I'd say I'd also believe in killing with kindness as well. I'm a firm believer in that.
I thought you'd be like, I also believe in killing.
Killing, yeah. And that's it. And thanks for joining us today.
No, killing with kindness, though. My aunt always told me that.
Nice.
She's like, that'll get somebody more than just trying to get revenge or plotting on them. Just like, kill them with kindness.
Absolutely. Well, Brian, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming on and representing Cleveland.
This was really phenomenal.
Thanks for a movement for Cleveland.
Yeah, seriously.
Shout yourself out. Shout the brand out. Where can people find you?
Yeah, People's Flag of Cleveland. You can our social handles are CleFlag. You can go to our website clevelandflag.com. Get to understand the project a little bit more. Get to know the background. Purchase a flag. Purchase a hat. Support local. Yeah.
So we'll work on something in the back end, but maybe we'll do some. Are you able to offer like a if we did like a wishful thinking 10% or something like that, and then we could donate a portion? Is that something that happens, or is it all direct to consumer from?
It's direct to consumer from our site. Let me figure it out. We'll
figure something out. Be on the lookout for that. Hopefully we have it figured out by the time this drops. Wishful Thinking is going to do something for the community here. So Without further ado, thank you to everybody who tuned in. Brian, thanks for coming. I had a good time.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because you don't want to miss another episode of the Wishful Thinking podcast. We will see you soon.
Peace.
Great, man. I love it.
That was like really cool.
Cool.
Deep.
Yeah, dude. Talk about some flag stuff. Got a little heavy into the.
Yeah.
It helps well that you're a professional speaker too.
That was